Welcome back to JB Reviews. I have some kind of bad news for RAM owners, but I may have a solution that I will give you if you are nervous about this potential issue. So I found this RAM here, and lo and behold, if you look up on the hood, there has been some fire damage, and it has extended even into the windshield too right here. So RAM recently announced a recall on the 2020 and 2022 or 2022 RAM HDs. Now it's a specific truck, so if you have an Eisen transmission, you're in luck. However, if you do have the 68 RFE, you are probably going to be affected by this. So any RAM 2500 is going to be affected with the Cummins, and any RAM 3500 with the 68 RFE transmission is going to be affected. So if you have the Eisen and the 1-ton segment, you are fine. You can stop watching this video unless you want to see what's going on here. So here's what we know. I'm on roadandtrack.com, and here's what they found out about this recall. So Stellantis is recalling 280,000 RAM 2500 and 3500s worldwide. And the recall is linked to a potential transmission fluid leak that could spark a fire if the hot oil touches the wrong component. The recall filed with NHTSA on November 10th affects 2020 through 2023. Actually, I said 2022, so it's actually 2023 models too. That's going to be around 2500s, and then the 2020 and 2022 Ram 3500s equipped with the 6.7 Cummins diesel engines. Pressure and heat in the transmission case can push hot transmission oil out of the dipstick tube and into the engine bay, where it can contact ignition sources and spark a fire. Stellantis says it is aware of 16 reports of fires related to the problem. The company says there have been no crashes or deaths as a result of the fault, but it knows of one minor injury. Of the 280,000 trucks, 248,000 are in the United States. The company is working on a fix, but they have not come up with something currently. Alrighty, so I'm glad I read the recall again, because what they're saying is pressure buildup inside the transmission can cause transmission fluid to leak out from the dipstick area. So here's what I'm thinking. When I went down to Florida back in 2018, I had a 2018 Ram 2500, had a 68 RFE. I towed about 800 miles. We went from Orlando, Florida, actually a little bit past Orlando, Florida, all the way back to Maryland. And when we got home, the next day I looked under the hood, and my dipstick was actually sticking up out of the transmission, where the transmission dipstick is, it was basically sticking out. It was popped out completely. And I was like, what in the heck? So I dropped it back in there. I didn't see any fluid leaked out, but it was pretty odd that it was sticking out that way. Now, I had never serviced the transmission. I never checked it prior to that. So seeing that happen, I'm wondering if when you're towing and you're under load, because I was towing about, at the time, maybe about 13.5, maybe 13.8 with my fifth wheel, because I didn't live in it full time. So I'm wondering if all of that load, and of course having that transmission working a little bit harder, I wonder if it did push out that dipstick, and that's how that fluid is leaking out. That's just my suspicion, obviously. I don't really know that to be true. But seriously though, this is a problem. So what I would recommend is, if you are towing heavy, I would definitely check that dipstick area to make sure that it's down. And I would even venture to say, maybe even if you can somehow secure it a little bit better, that way the fluid can't come out. That might help for a little bit until Stellantis comes out with some type of fix for this recall, because right now they do not have a solution. Now, they did, as you saw, start hearing about fire issues with these trucks back in June. And so I'm wondering, hopefully by early next year, they should have some type of solution. A good solution would be to use a ZF transmission. I mean, I think that would be awesome. And I think that would make the standard output Cummins a lot more valuable to people if they would like to have, you know, a few more gears behind that Cummins. The only problem I see with that is the ZF is only rated for like 700 torque, I believe. So I think that's what it might be 600. I can't remember. I'd have to go and look again. But yeah, this isn't good. I think that it's not a big deal, but I would recommend, until Ram finds a fix, I would strongly just check that dipstick maybe after every trip, especially if you're towing heavy, because I think that's what's really happening. Is when you're towing heavy, it's probably putting the transmission on the load, which means it's making pressure build up. That's how I read it. But you can clearly see that fire kind of got into the cab here. I wonder if this truck is totaled. I'm guaranteeing you though that this truck has this issue. I did not ask the service department yet, but I just saw it out here, and then I was like, holy crap, I wanted to do a video real quickly because this is my first time actually seeing one. This is not my truck, so I'm not gonna open the door. It is unlocked though, but it's not my truck, so I'm not gonna go that far to go inside somebody's truck. But in the comment section, let me know what you guys think. I think if you have a Ram, it's not a big deal right now because it's not a widespread issue, but I would definitely check that dipstick. Right beside the Ram, however, there is a Toyota Tundra that has seen better days. It looks like it had a frontal collision here. Wasn't paying attention. But overall, man, this truck definitely, it held up pretty well. Is that an aluminum hood? That looks like an aluminum hood. Holy smokes. But yeah, this is a brand new Tundra. That sucks. I do like the fact though that you can see the front, because you can see the grill shutters and you can really see the construction. I mean, they did a good job building this truck. I mean, it held up pretty darn well. I mean, this is probably what, 30, 40 miles an hour? Could even be a little bit faster. Looks like the wheel got damaged too. But yeah, I am at Larry H. Miller Collision Center, so if you do live in the area, they always have a bunch of cars out here needing to be repaired, so they must be a pretty big facility. But that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. I think that if you are in the market for a Ram, I wouldn't let this scare me away from them. But I think that Ram has an opportunity to put a new transmission behind the standard output Cummins, because if they don't have a fix for the 68RFE, this is a perfect time to upgrade the transmission. Not saying that the 68RFE is not reliable. I'm just saying that this is a perfect time for them to get more gears behind the Cummins, because most guys want to see that anyways. But thank you guys for watching the video. I hope it was helpful. Just a quickie. Just wanted to show this to you. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section.